Hey everybody, and welcome to another video. So the subject here is how to take control of your mind using waking self-hypnosis. So let me tell you a little bit. I get this question a lot. How did I come across all this unconscious mind, all this subconscious mind, all this self-hypnosis and hypnosis stuff? So years and years ago, I was a private investigator, okay? And I was working on stakeouts, doing surveillance, okay? So my job was to follow people around, do stakeouts, watch buildings, watch vehicles, use covert surveillance equipment, all kinds of stuff. So my eyes were always occupied, but my ears were free to do with as I pleased. So I would listen to audiobooks, I would listen to lectures, I would listen to all kinds of stuff. And I realized that the people who were, becoming most successful in life were the people who were taking control of their unconscious and their subconscious mind, okay? Cleaning up old limiting beliefs and adding in new empowering beliefs so that they could do whatever they wanted to do in life. So it raises the question, what is the unconscious mind? What is the unconscious mind? So the unconscious mind, we all have an unconscious mind and a conscious mind, okay? And the unconscious mind is merely everything that's happening outside of your conscious awareness right now, right? It's where all your memories are stored. It's where all your experiences are stored. It's where all your attitudes, beliefs, ideas, values, programming, everything that makes you, you pretty much is stored at the unconscious level. And so if we can gain access to that, and change it in a way that we want to change it, we can actually change our results in life by changing the way we think, by changing, therefore, the way we feel, and therefore the behaviors that we produce, and therefore the results that we produce, okay? So why is that important? Why is it important to be able to do that? What are we able to, accomplish? Well, here's the thing. If we have limiting beliefs at the unconscious level, they could be and probably are holding you back. If there's things that you want in life, if there's things that you wish you've been able to achieve in life, if there's stuff that you want to do or whatever, and you haven't yet, there's a very good chance you're being held back by no one other than you. And that force, that thing that's holding you back, is outside of your conscious awareness, most likely. Okay. It could be, fear, it could be procrastination, it could be, these are all ways that these limiting beliefs manifest. But if we can get rid of them, if we can reprogram our unconscious mind to come into alignment with our conscious goals, then we can start to much more easily and much more rapidly and much more reasonably achieve the results in life that we want. We can begin to get what we want in life. Very cool stuff. And I did it myself, and I've seen it with so many of my people, my clients and my students alike. So how do we do that? How do we do it? Well, the quickest and the best and the easiest and the most relaxing and fun way that I've discovered to be able to program our unconscious mind is hypnosis. Okay. Hypnosis, it's not what you think. It's not, being controlled by somebody else. It's not what you've seen on TV. It's not what you've seen in so-called stage show hypnosis. Hypnosis merely means opening a bridge of communication between your conscious mind and your unconscious mind. Right? Sometimes it's with the help of another person, like a hypnotist. Sometimes we can do it on our own, right? All hypnosis is opening that door, building that bridge of communication from the conscious mind to the unconscious mind. So I want to give you a quick example, okay? And this is called, an imagination game or a suggestibility test or a self-hypnosis test, okay? So go ahead and do this with me if you're watching. Don't worry, you're going to be totally awake while this happens, and it's fun. Okay, so try it. And the most important thing is that you follow instructions and you allow your imagination to come out and play a little bit. So go ahead and stick your arms out in front of you like this, your hands out like that. Press your two palms together so they're flat, snugly together. Interlock your fingers like that. Okay, bend your elbows so you can just comfortably see the top of your hands, and then pop up your two index fingers and just hold them so they're just about, your palms are still pressed together, your index fingers are just about an inch apart. And look at the gap between your index fingers. And now I want you to really imagine that there's a powerful, incredibly powerful magnetic force pushing your two fingers closer and closer together. Just really imagine that. Imagine that there's magnets and some kind of powerful, incredible energy that's pushing them together, and notice how they start to move together when you imagine that. Notice how they start to move closer and closer and closer and closer and closer and closer until you find that they touch. You could try to hold them apart, but you find the power of that magnetic force from your imagination is so strong that they come together. Okay, so that's an example of waking hypnosis. If you were able to do that successfully, and most people can, and if you didn't, don't worry, just try it again later. With a little bit of practice, you'll be able to do it. You're building a bridge of communication from your conscious mind to your unconscious mind. And when you're imagining that there's a magnetic force bringing the fingers together, that's actually creating a suggestion, because imagination is one of the ways that we can access our unconscious mind, that's going down into your unconscious mind. And that's what's actually making the fingers come together. Key points there, by the way, if you're going to try it again, make sure the palms are pressed flat together. The fingers are pretty snug, about an inch apart, and look at the gap between the two fingers as you imagine that magnetic force pulling them together, and they will come together, I assure you. So the next thing I want to go over is, once we know that we can kind of access our unconscious mind that easily and that quickly, there's other ways we can do it that are going to give us even, more interesting and better results really quickly. And one of the things that we can do is move images and move stuff around in our mind, move our thoughts around in such a way to make ourselves feel different and to make ourselves feel better and to open up behavioral flexibility. So let me do another demonstration with you and show you exactly what I mean. So go ahead, and now again, you're not going to be asleep, you're not going to be unconscious, you're not going to be under my control. This is something that you're doing for yourself, and you're going to be totally awake the whole time. But what I'll have you do is just close your eyes, and I'm going to ask you to think about being really, really, really motivated. Really, really, really motivated. And as you think about being really, really, really highly motivated, ask yourself, what do I see in my mind? Or I might say, do you have a picture? When you think about really being really, really, really motivated, do you have a picture? And the answer is whatever pops up in your mind is the picture. Okay, so focus on that picture, okay, in your mind, and notice that you can actually move it around. You can move it further away from you. You can move it closer towards you. And I want you to actually do that and move it closer towards you, closer to closer and closer. And notice what happens to that feeling of motivation as it gets closer and closer and closer, right? Most people, the vast majority of people, almost 100% of people will report that the feeling gets stronger and stronger as it gets closer and closer. So now do the opposite and move that picture further away in your mind. Move that picture of being really, really motivated further away, further and further and further, and make it darker and make it smaller. And notice what happens now. That's right, the feelings get smaller. They're not as strong. They're not as powerful. And then go ahead and bring it back up close in your mind and make it big and make it really colorful and make it really bright, and notice how good that makes you feel. Okay, this is, and open your eyes and come on back and enjoy those good feelings. And this is a simple thing that we can do with our own thoughts in our mind to change the way we feel, right? And if we have a thought that we don't like, we can take the power out of it by sending it further away and making it smaller and darker. And if we have a thought that we do want to amplify, like the thought of motivation or the thought of confidence or the thought of happiness, we can find that picture in our mind and bring it closer and make it brighter and make it bigger and more colorful, and it'll make it more powerful and more real for us. And the more we do this, the more powerful and fast the result actually is. This is a muscle that you can practice with and build up and do for yourself. And all of this is to say that, you have control over what's going on in your mind. You have control over what's going on in your mind. Nobody in this world has more control over what's happening in your mind than you do, right? And when you accept that you're the one who's in control of your mind, both your conscious mind and your unconscious mind, yes, it's a responsibility, but it's also incredibly empowering, right? It gives you behavioral flexibility that you may not have had before. Just think about the implications. Anytime you feel sad or scared or whatever, just make those images smaller and further away. Send those emotions with them. Anytime you want to feel confident or happy, just bring up the picture of confidence and happiness in your mind and make it bigger and brighter and stronger. And notice the result. Notice the physiological result. This is called taking control. This is called the ultimate state of self-control. Okay. And that's the message that I want to leave you with at the end of this video now, is that, you can and are in control. You can be and you are in control if you choose to be. If you choose to be. Okay. Thanks very much, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be speaking with you again very soon.